A Trump team shakeup. Michael Waltz is out at national security as national security advisor, but is now being tapped to be the next UN ambassador. It's been a busy day at the White House, so let's check in with Peter Doocy. Hey, Peter.
Well, good afternoon. After a long morning of reporting that Mike Waltz had been fired, you could argue that he just got a promotion. So President Trump doesn't want him as the national security advisor anymore. Instead, he's putting him up for Senate confirmation as the U.S. ambassador to the UN. And Waltz just said, "I'm deeply honored to continue my service to President Trump and our great nation." And if the president's issue with Waltz was this now infamous Signal group chat that had the editor from The Atlantic on it, that's really not reflected in the president's post on this. He said, a very nice comment, he said that from his time in uniform and on the battlefield and in Congress as my national security advisor, Mike Waltz has worked hard to put our nation's interests first. I know he will do the same in his new role. The national security advisor, until there is a permanent one, is going to be another familiar face, Marco Rubio, whose spokesperson at State is also talking about this.
You're pulling the levers. It's about managing people. It's about assigning people to the right roles, as the president has just done. If anybody can do it, certainly with the secretaries, I've gotten to know him, it will be Marco Rubio.
And Marco Rubio is becoming quite the utility player here at the Trump White House. He is the Secretary of State. He's the acting national security advisor. He is also the acting administrator of USAID, and he is the acting archivist. Will.
Peter, I'd love to try to read the tea leaves with you on what just happened today. It's hard to make complete sense of. As we started the morning, it appeared as though Mike Waltz had been fired. Now it appears as though he's been promoted from NSA to UN ambassador. But let's ask this question, Peter. What happens to all the people that were working with Waltz? If it's a promotion, the reports this morning that, for example, his deputy, Alex Wong, was also let go from NSA, do they follow him over to his ambassadorship?
So the way that the National Security Council is set up here at the White House, there are some people that are mainstays from administration to administration. That is part of how the White House national security apparatus works. But folks that were there brought on by Mike Waltz about 100 days ago, they would presumably be out with him because we have also seen reporting that his top advisor is out with him. Some of the other questions are, like you were saying, why is this happening? Well, Donald Trump might not want him as the national security advisor for whatever reason, but he really likes Mike Waltz. Everybody that I've talked to here over the last couple weeks of this Signal story has explained that the president, I don't want to say that the president was tortured. I don't think Donald Trump really gets tortured by anything, but he was having a really hard time with some of the stories because he likes Mike so much. And that led everybody to think that he was safe no matter what, as the national security advisor. So he still hasn't talked about this. We don't know exactly what's going on. We also don't know what the consolation prize is going to be for Elise Stefanik, because remember, she basically was told that she could have any cabinet job that she wanted, and she picked this. And because of the timing of the confirmations, she was going after a bunch of other folks got confirmed. They realized, we actually need you to stay in the House. It's a little bit closer than we thought. We have this big, beautiful bill coming up. We haven't heard from her yet, but kind of a bummer for Congresswoman Stefanik.
Yeah. Well, it will be interesting to follow what happens with those former deputies like Alex Wong out at NSA, but do they follow him over to the United Nations? We'll look forward to answering those questions in the future and look forward to talking to you, Peter. Thank you.
Going to be quite a confirmation hearing.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.